April of this year, I was sent this information. Brendan, a subscriber to the channel, gathered all this up using any online resources he was able to find. And, kudos to him for finding this. Now, it is interesting because, again, it's Remembrance Day, right? So I do have two of the camouflage jerseys. I have the Vancouver Canucks and the Ottawa Senators. And this is the reason why. It is for Remembrance Day. Also could use them on a Memorial Day in the U.S. as well. So, and they're jerseys that if not for the channel, I would not have them. So there are certain ones that I say, all right, I'm going to have those just for those special dates. And so that's why I have so many of the St. Patrick's Day ones as well. So that when St. Patrick's Day rolls around, I've got those jerseys to go. So on this Remembrance Day, it is interesting to look at teams and veterans that served. So these are service members who've been on each team. And I'm going to say straight out, like, the amount of veterans who served in the wars is impressive. The overall totals, we'll do the totals first, because a lot of this is going to be overlap, where some of the same players played with different teams. A total of 58 hockey players served in World War One. They all came home. Now, in World War II, 175 players served, and 2 of them were killed in action. One of them was missing in action and then presumed killed. The other one known to be killed in action. Korea and the Vietnam Wars, 1 veteran of those. The Russian Civil War also had 1 veteran. And the Russian Soviet military, 1 player. And that's German Titov, who played for Pittsburgh, Anaheim, Edmonton, and Calgary. He is the veteran from those teams. Now, for older fans, you're going to say, "Hey, well, Soviets had the Red Army." Yeah, there was a lot of military-ish treatment with players, and I know with the Soviets it was required, and I also know that in Germany at one point, I don't know if this is still the case, where you had to serve in the military. I think it was 2 or 3 years you had to serve, because again, I had friends that were born in Germany. So they had the option, because we have Canadian bases over there, they had the option of being German citizens, but if they wanted their German citizenship, they had to serve in the military as well, which wasn't something that put them off. They actually thought that was actually a good feature of being German, of, going into the military and then having that, and being able to use that experience. So this is measuring players who've gone off and fought in wars, and in Montreal's case, there are 37 veterans, all of them Canadian, 11 in World War I, 26 in World War II. The NHL didn't shut down during World War II, and there was talk of it. And if you go through my history videos from 39 through 45, there were points where the NHL thought about closing down. And the owners decided, you know what? It's good for morale. It's good for morale back home to still have the league. And yes, we've lost a lot of players who've gone over to serve in the war, but we're going to keep this going. We're going to keep the league going because it's just psychologically for people watching, it's good. And I think with what's been going on this year and with a pandemic, and as scary as that can be, it is important that you do have some sense of normalcy in different areas of your life, just for that, just for that ability to just relax for a few hours, and just for a few hours, just have that relaxation. Montreal Wanderers, 2 veterans, both in World War I. There was a Canadian and American. The team that was so hot, they burned their own building down. The Toronto Maple Leafs, 46 veterans for Toronto. So that's the highest number on the board. 13 from World War I, 33 from World War II. All of them Canadians. And that includes the Torontos, the Blue Shirts, the Arenas, the St. Patrick's, whatever team name they've had throughout history, right up until, of course, to the Maple Leafs. The Ottawa Senators, this is, of course, the original Sens. I don't have a logo that matches their original logo, so with the one they've just retired. St. Louis Eagles is included in this as well. 10 veterans, 7 of World War I, 3 of World War II, and all of them are Canadians. Not really a surprise that it's heavily weighted in favor of Canadians due to the fact that most hockey players at the National Hockey League level are Canadian up until 4 decades ago. So the Quebec Bulldogs / Hamilton Tigers, same franchise, 8 veterans, all of them World War I, 7 of them Canadians, 1 of them is American. Montreal Maroons, 4 veterans there, 2 from World War I, 2 from World War II, and all of them are Canadians. Boston Bruins, 39 veterans, 8 World War I, 1 in the Russian Civil War, 29 for World War II, and 1 from Korea. 33 Canadians, 6 Americans. So 6 Americans. I think that's the highest number of Americans. Yes, 6 Americans. So Boston had the highest number of Americans that served in a war. Pittsburgh Pirates / Philadelphia Quakers, 7 veterans, 4 from World War I, 3 from World War II, 6 Canadians, and an American. The New York / Brooklyn Americans, 27 veterans there, 8 from World War I, 19 from World War II, 24 of them Canadian, 3 of them Americans. The New York Rangers, 41 veterans, so that's the second highest number on the board, 3 of them from World War I, 38 of them from World War II, all Canadians, 1 killed in action during World War II. That was Dudley Garrett at age 20. So, again, it's the young kids that go off to war. Detroit, that includes the Cougars and the Falcons. So the Detroit Red Wings, Cougars, Falcons, 40 veterans, 9 from World War I, 30 from World War II, and 1 in Vietnam. 36 of them Canadian, 4 of them Americans, and 1 killed in action during World War II. That was Joe Turner from the U.S. Army, who was 25 years of age. So 1 Canadian and 1 American who were killed in action. Joe Turner was the one that was MIA and is presumed dead on the battlefield. Chicago Blackhawks, 34 veterans, 9 of them from World War I, 25 from World War II, 31 of them Canadian, 3 of them Americans. And then the Minnesota North Stars had 1 veteran in Vietnam, the same player that they shared with Detroit here. And then it's Pittsburgh, Anaheim, Edmonton, and Calgary, who had German Titov, who was in the Russian / Soviet military before becoming an NHLer. And there's limited information on Russians in the military, which may come as a surprise to no one, that the Soviets weren't exactly all that transparent in terms of who was in the military and who wasn't, and that the Russians haven't been 100% transparent with that either. So, again, on this day of remembrance, remembrance to all of them who served as well. So I know there have been a lot of comments on the video I did this morning with people who had family members who passed away during previous wars, and it is important to keep that in mind as we go through our everyday distractions. And when we compare what we're going through now with how bad 2020's been, you compare it to what they went through in the 1940s. I'm going to go ahead and say World War II was significantly more troubling for humanity as a whole, and thankfully that turned out for the better in the end, but there were a lot of sacrifices made along the way, and I still think 2020 is going to lead to a better 2021. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.